What's up, everybody? What is up? What's up? What's up? What's up? It is Big Brother bringing in the Thursday night football pre-game show. I am here with legendary hosts. Give it up for Mr. Bill Murphy. Give it up.
What's going on, folks?
And on my left, it may not look like that on the screen, but on my other side, we have Odob's guy. Odob's guy. Give it up, Odob's. Odob's.
Hey, how we all doing tonight? Good night for football.
And on my bottom screen, we have Liam. Liam, Mr. Captain Sully. Liam, Captain Sully.
Hi, everyone. How are you?
He's the new guy.
So like I said, we're doing the pre-game for the Cincinnati Bengals, the Cincinnati Houday Bengals against the Jacksonville Duval Jaguars. And before we start this show, I just want to say this. Who cares about this game? Unless you're a Jaguars or Bengals fan, who really cares about this game? But I have a feeling we're going to see a good game because the last time these quarterbacks went against each other was the national championship of, I think, 2020, if I'm not mistaken, 2020 to 2019. Yeah, so it's I think it's going to be a very interesting game. So let's dive right into it, shall we, guys?
Let's do it.
So we have Joe Burrow on the Cincinnati Bengals side. He had a very devastating injury last year, but this year he seems to be picking up the pace. He seems to be doing good. How do you guys think he looks after that ACL injury?
I think he looks really good. I think this is basically his bounce back year, 7 touchdowns, only 4 INTs. I think he's getting off to a very, very strong start. And in the last 3 games, he threw 261 yards, 207 yards, 172 yards. I think he's looking really good so far.
I agree. Hold up. What you think, man?
You know, being a baseball card dealer, I was all bought in on Joe Burrow from game 1 last year. And then he went down, and I watched the Monday go down to 2. However, he's shown life. I love what I'm looking at when I watch him play on Sunday. I did not expect them to be at 2-1. I had him at 1-2. So I'm actually impressed with Joe Burrow this year. 640 yards, 7-4, as Bill had stated. And his favorite target happens to be Jamar Chase. What better target than going back to your college days to be able to throw to a guy you like so much? But no, Joe Burrow's lighting it up. I'm very proud of him.
All right, man. Liam, what you think, buddy?
I gotta say that, Joe Burrow, you look at the AFC North, you look at the other divisions in the NFL, I really think that as we're seeing with, the AFC West, the Broncos used to be on top of that division. Now, Pat Mahomes, he's kind of making it the Chiefs. We kind of see with the AFC East, the Patriots, once they lose Tom Brady, here comes Josh Allen at the Buffalo Bills. So I think we're kind of seeing, some of the same situation in the AFC North. I think, honestly, you got one of those, Joe Burrow, it's the second year, Ben Roethlisberger, I'm not sure where he is in his contract, but you look at that game last week, and I think really that, the Bengals have they have the potential to maybe, if not first in the AFC North, then definitely a wild card spot. I just think that as you were saying, the LSU connection, not a lot of quarterbacks in the NFL get to do that. They don't get to throw to your targets from college. So I think what Joe Burrow has in Cincinnati, is a very special thing. He's also, it's like cups of Joe, because you got Joe Burrow and Joe Mixon. So, if he doesn't want to throw it to, his fellow LSU alumnus, he can hand it off to his fellow Joe. So that's how I see it.
Yeah, and speaking of Joe Burrow passing to his former teammate Jamar Chase, this dude is lighting it up, man. He's doing absolutely great. Bill, do you agree? Do you agree?
Oh, Jamar Chase?
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. He is, because like you just said, Jamar Chase is that and Mixon are Burrow's two favorite targets right now. Jamar Chase has 220 yards and 4 touchdowns so far this season. So I think Burrow is just hitting Jamar Chase, and Jamar Chase is receiving it.
Hold up. She mentioned something about. Yeah, you go.
No, you're fine. Here's the thing. I love the combination of Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase. There's nothing better than knowing how to read somebody who's read you for a long time. My worry is that T. Higgins is injured. And it's not going to be long before defenses are going to be keying on him. Now, that doesn't mean you can't leave Tyler Boyd to not do anything, but defenses will start to key on him a little bit more, making it harder. He's a rookie. However, a very impressive start. 16 total targets, 11 receptions over 3 games, and 4 touchdowns. 4 touchdowns. It has to be very close to the league with Deron J. Hopkins. So he's doing an excellent job.
Yeah, it's crazy. This team is surprisingly doing good. I mean, yeah, Jamar Chase he's fast, man. He's fast. He's beast. Yeah, I do agree. The injuries to T. Higgins can be a big concern, but I mean, we'll see. We'll see how the rest of the season goes. But, dude, guys, as of late, the Bengals are in first place in the AFC North. It's hard to believe that. Nobody would have guessed that. If someone would have told me by week 4 that the Bengals would be number 1 seed, I would probably be like, "What drugs are you smoking? And can I have a little bit?" No, but
don't do drugs, kids.
We gotta talk about this. The Bengals defense, 4th in the NFL in sacks, man.
It's very impressive to see this defense in sacks total leading the league. I mean, B.J. Hill is currently with 3 sacks, and then you can't forget about Trey Hendrickson and Sam Hubbard, each with 2.5 and 1.5 respectively. I mean, this defense, if it keeps going, could set a new record on sacks, but you can't say they haven't played anybody hard because look what they played. They played against some top-tier teams. And the team defense is really good. A lot of people are underestimating them for this season.
They are.
Absolutely.
Liam, what do you think, buddy?
I just got to say about this Bengals defense. And if you don't mind, I want to just make a point back to the offense after I say this. This Bengals defense. We're going without Jesse Bates III and Chidobe Awuzie. So, Brandon Wilson and Mike Hilton are going to have to step up in those positions. Another big loss is Joseph Asai. So I think, this defense, especially this D-line, I feel is healthy. This D-line is ready to go. Trey, Larry, DJ, and Sam, I think they're honestly, I think this group is ready to line up against they're ready to line up against the O-line of Jacksonville.
Yeah, really good, man. Bill.
I think if they could keep on pace, I think Cincinnati's defense is absolutely lethal. And tonight, and I know we're going to be talking about him fairly soon, Trevor Lawrence, watch out.
Yeah, like I said, this defense is...
The O-line better protect Lawrence tonight against this Cincinnati defense.
But that's the thing, Joe. The Bengals O-line isn't all that good either, man.
It isn't.
So, you gotta have both paperweights as O-lines, but yeah, the Bengals are surprisingly doing better than they're definitely exceeding expectations. Do you guys think this streak can continue? throughout the next few weeks of football left. Well, a lot of weeks of football left.
A lot of football to play, but if they're playing this high now, I can't wait to see what they look like week 7 and 8.
Yeah.
I'm going to agree with Old Ops guy. If they keep it up, they're going to be a force to be reckoned with this year.
Liam.
I mean, this, I think, as I said, this Bengals team, is, they're a young group. You look at the Bengals schedule, after, if you go and you analyze their schedule in the next few weeks, we got, Green Bay at home, Detroit on the road, and then Baltimore on the road, a division game. I just think that this is going to be a very, I think that, that Green Bay game, I think they got a chance. Aaron Rodgers is, there was the game last week, but I think as long as they can break up Matt LaFleur's O-line, we can. I think they're going to do great things, in the next few games. The Jets, that's definitely going to be a win. And then the Cleveland Browns, at home. So, I think those are some, and then a bye. So those are some definitely important. I think this next 4 or 5 game stretch is going to be very important for the Bengals to really prove that they're one of the best teams in the league.
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely something. I mean, yeah, they do have, like Odops guy said, a lot of football is still to be played, but they do have somewhat of a tough schedule. They have Packers next week, Lions, Ravens, the Jets, the Browns, Raiders. I will say this though, and then we gotta move on. I will say this: I don't think they're gonna end in the first place spot, maybe third or fourth, but I do think they're going to make a big difference in how how the rest of the AFC North is going to play out. My top 2 picks for the AFC North was Baltimore and Cleveland. I think they're going to play spoiler against these teams. As you see last week, they already played spoiler against the Steelers. I think they're going to play spoiler against the Ravens and the Browns. It's not going to be an easy series for them. They are going to beat one, if not both of these teams at least once. So it's going to really affect the standings in the playoffs. So they're going to make a splash. They are a force to be reckoned with. That defense has always been a problem. So we'll see how that goes. So yeah.
Because Eric, I got to tell you something. Everyone says you got to look at the AFC West. You got to look at the NFC West. AFC North, I think, is a division you really got to keep an eye on.
Really
because
do.
that could go either way. You got Cincinnati, who I would say is the sleeper team right now.
I agree.
They're the sleeper team. I would say, and it's also going to be a tough race, like you said, between Cleveland, Baltimore, and Pittsburgh. But, like I said, who's going to be the spoiler? Who's going to win the division? A lot of questions in that division.
Yes, and mind you, we're only in the first 3 weeks, and we're just getting started. Best football is always played between weeks 5 and week 9.
That's true. That's true.
So next week is when the best football starts getting played.
In my opinion, in my recent 30 years of watching football, yes.
And that's when Jets are going to win a game. Sorry, who was that? What was that?
We
Anyway,
know, Eric. We know. It's very tough.
Let's talk about the Duval Jacksonville Jaguars. The Jags drafted our top prospect in, I don't know how many years, Trevor Lawrence. And lately, he has not been doing all that good, guys. He's not been doing all that good. People are saying he's a bust. No, that's not true. Stop. If you think he's a bust, you're not watching football. I don't care. bite me. Anyway, but Trevor Lawrence, like, have you guys seen his stats lately? Like, it's been not that good. I mean, it's been rookie stats though, but it's not been that good.
I
You
got
have
stats right up here.
he's thrown for 669 yards, 5 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, and a QB rating of 60.3. Guys, I want you to talk about it. Liam, you go first.
I mean, you look at Trevor Lawrence, and you think of other, you know, you think of other guys around the that have come out. You don't want him to be like a Matt Leinart or Johnny Manziel, but you hope that he can have a good career in the NFL. I think Urban Meyer came out of the, I think, Urban Meyer came out of an Ohio State coach. I think it's, you just see this connection between Mayer and Trevor Lawrence. You just think that this is going to be a good coaching duo, but we have yet to see that. So
That's true. Odops.
Trevor Lawrence drafted number 1. We all knew it was what it was going to be. It's not his fault that he's 0-3. Mind you, his stats don't show a great amount of objectivity, but in the first 3 games, 670 yards, 5 touchdowns, and 7 interceptions. He's a rookie. It's got time to build on this. My problem is for 2 of those first 3 games, the running game was not utilized, and that forced him into throwing so many passes that it was inevitable he was going to get intercepted. Last week, a little bit better, as James Robinson came in and did a great job on the ground as well in the air. Give the Jaguars 2 more weeks. I don't expect them to win tonight, but I say give them 2 more weeks before we start seeing a little more life out of them.
We'll dive into that in very shortly after. Bill, what do you think, man?
About Trevor Lawrence, okay. I do agree with you, Eric. I would not exactly call him a bust at this moment.
Yeah, he's not a
Because
bust.
669 yards, it's not really something to scoff at. But the thing is, he is getting off to a bit of a rocky start. Like he's got, let's see, like his first game, he threw 3 interceptions. And that was pretty, he threw 3 interceptions in his first game. And then he's got about 7 touchdowns now, or 5.
5
touchdowns. Thank you. Freudian slip. Sorry. But I think Trevor Lawrence is just right now having growing pains. And as Mark said, you can't blame it all on Lawrence. You got to blame it on the run game. But I would just say give him some time, give him a couple weeks, and I would say just let him grow, let him build. And there's also another thing, but I know we're going to talk about that next, and I don't want to steal your thunder, Eric.
Yeah.
So
you can't expect a rookie quarterback to just go out and throw. I don't know why sports broadcasters have this big expectation for a rookie quarterback to just automatically be Tom Brady, Peyton Manning. No, it's going to take time for them to be great. They're going to make mistakes, but I did like the points you guys made. The run game has not been good, and to be frank, it's kind of on the coaching side of it. So I mean, do we believe in Urban Meyer, guys?
As I said in the last few weeks, no, I do not believe in him as an NFL coach. However, forget any rumor about him leaving after this year to go back to college. It's not going to happen.
So you don't think he's going to be like, I'm tired, I want to go back to college?
No. All coaches, whether college, high school, whatever, dream about getting into the NFL. He's not going to make it a one and done.
Okay. Bill.
Okay. Listen, I have made this point 6,387 times. And
6,869?
6,388.
88.
Yeah, and Mark, you have to suffer listening to me talk about this on the Sports Insanity podcast. Shameless plug for that. And I've said this a bunch of times on the podcast, and I'll say it here. I've been saying this since January. I don't think Urban Meyer was the right pick to be Jacksonville's coach. Because here's the thing, and I've said it 1,000 times. And quoting Mick Jagger, this won't be the last time. The thing is, because back in January, when last season ended, you knew there was like a 97% chance with a 3% margin of error that the Jaguars were going to get Trevor Lawrence in the first round of the draft pick. And yes, Mike Rifkin, you were right. You said he was going to Jacksonville, and you were right. There, I admitted
that. Stephen A. Smith, all right.
Okay. Anyway, but anyway, the thing is, though, when I was here that Urban Meyer was interviewing, I just did this. Because the problem is, you can't have someone who never coached an NFL game coach someone who never played an NFL game. And I would say you would need someone like Eric Bieniemy. Look what he did with Pat Mahomes in Kansas City. Or, I hate to bring this guy up, Josh McDaniels. Look what he did with Brady in New England. I would say they should have gotten either Bieniemy or McDaniels to be Jacksonville's coach so they could mold Trevor Lawrence into an NFL quarterback. But they thought with Urban Meyer, and listen, Urban Meyer has had great success in college football. I'm not sitting here down in that. I'm not going to sit here in denial that he's a great coach. But you need someone with more experience. And statistically speaking, when college head coaches go into the NFL, they're not all that successful. Like, yeah, you have a few here and there. Like, only three coaches have won both a national championship and a Super Bowl. One guy whose name escapes me, I keep looking him up, but I keep forgetting him. The other two, Mark, you know who I'm talking about, Mr. Jimmy Johnson, with both Oklahoma State and the Dallas Cowboys in those glory days of the 90s. And then you got Pete Carroll, who won a national championship with USC and won a Super Bowl with Seattle. And the thing is, or you look on the downside, which most happened. Look what happened with Nick Saban. Won a national championship with LSU. Then I think it was 2 seasons he coached Miami. I think it was 2 seasons that he coached Miami. Ended up being a disaster. And then he went back to college, went to Alabama. And look, the rest, as they say, is history. So I do not think with Urban Meyer, I think this was not a good hire. And I think, the team, and not just Trevor Lawrence, but I think the team is sort of suffering for it. But especially Trevor Lawrence. Because like I said, you're going to need someone who's going to, they should have gotten someone like a Eric Bieniemy or Josh McDaniels, who was going to mold Trevor Lawrence into a franchise quarterback. But they didn't do that. And I know the rumors about Meyer going to USC are not true, but if he were to get offered that job, he would be dumb not to take it. I think he should just go back to college football. Okay, guys, sorry I took so long. I could write a whole doctoral thesis on this.
Thank you, Stephen A. Smith. You brought a lot of passion into it. I had no idea that we had Stephen A. Smith in the broadcast booth. I'm humbled to be talking to the great. Okay, I'm humbled. Oh man, let's take a look at the Jacksonville Jaguars schedule, shall we, guys?
We shall.
We have the Bengals tonight, Titans next week, Dolphins next week, Seahawks, Bills, Colts. I might be missing a bye here. I don't know. I don't care.
By week 7.
Bye week is
Week
Then
7.
you have the Niners, the Falcons, the Rams, the Titans again, the Texans. Point blank is, when are they going to get a win? Liam, can you answer that? Like, when can they get a win?
You know, it's the same question I've been asking myself about the Giants and the Jets too. But I sincerely think it'll be December 26th against the Jets.
Wow.
The Jets.
Oh,
I mean,
gauntlet.
I don't mean to get any Jets fans upset here, but I mean that's just
Yeah, just your host. That's okay.
the Jets.
He's a big Jet fan.
The Jets and the Giants are not going to win a single game this season. They just won't. They're not going to.
Wow, 2 gauntlets thrown in one show.
Wow.
I mean, you look at.
You're just asking for the whole state of New York to be burned down, bro. Do you know that?
I mean, listen. People were booing John Mara at the half. People were when Eli Manning was being presented. People were booing John Mara because it's this lack of leadership he's had for the organization. You know, people are. I can't believe. I just can't believe, I don't know how in the world, I think back to the 2016 and 17 seasons, I think back to, that 2017 season with Ben McAdoo. Ben McAdoo, he's a first round, he's a head coach. He becomes head coach for the Giants 2016. And, in this 2017 season, it took us 6 till game 6 to win our first game in Denver. And we only won 3 games that season. It's embarrassing. I think, listen, this Jaguars team, is having a sort of a rebirth. I think, you have, in play, you don't have, I think, they had a bit of a few, they had Gardner Minshew for a couple years. I mean, I think this is what you can expect. This is a first year, we have to give them some sympathy. It's a first year head coach, first year quarterback in the NFL. But, I mean, it's just, I think that this team is, I think it's going to be a struggle, and rightfully so. I mean, I can commiserate with Jacksonville fans, the Giants, Jets, Jacksonville, and Detroit are the only teams left, in the league without a win. So, it's upsetting. I mean, it's been
it really is, man.
For
Yeah, so it's definitely a big upset. Another 0-3 team is actually the Indianapolis Colts. Bill,
yeah, sorry, I forgot to.
What do you think, Bill? When can they get the first one?
Okay, well, here's what I think, and I'll breeze through this. I think they're going to lose tonight. I think they're going to lose to Tennessee. Miami, maybe. Seattle's an L. Buffalo's an L. Okay, I think they can get a win from either Miami, Indianapolis, maybe Atlanta, and the Texans or Eric. I'm very sorry. I'm kind of joining Liam in on the fun on this one. Or
I'm
the
going
Jets.
to Bill. You owe me lunch money tomorrow.
I owe you what?
You owe me lunch money tomorrow. Hold out, Sky.
They're gonna lose tonight. No offense to the Bengals, no offense to Jacksonville. Jacksonville's just gonna lose tonight. The first real win opportunity is not going to be all the way down where they have to play the Jets. They will win week 12 against the Atlanta Falcons. That is going to be the game for them to do it then. They don't do it then. They keep on a losing streak. There's no point in winning a game. Lose out
Get another number one
draft pick.
Yeah. All right. So hear me out, guys. I do agree with Odop's guy. They're not going to just have a win against the Jets. Sorry. Not sorry. Honestly, guys, the Colts, they could win against the Colts. They could win against the Dolphins. They could very much win against the Falcons. But I think they're gonna they might beat one of these two teams. And you guys want to think I'm crazy for saying this, but I'm picking either the 49ers or Seahawks. Beat them.
Seahawks.
What?
Seahawks. What are you talking about Seahawks for?
What? Eric, what are you on?
Upset alert. I'm saying
No.
I think one of those two teams are going to just not think and just lose. I don't know why.
So you think
I could be wrong, but I'm picking those two teams to have an upset with.
Okay, let me ask you something here, Eric. So you think Jacksonville is going to go into Seattle, the 12th man, probably the loudest stadium in the NFL, against Russell Wilson, Tyler Lockett, and DK Metcalf? You think the Jacksonville Jaguars are going to come in to Seattle and beat the Seahawks?
The Titans did it.
True.
All right.
But, San Francisco, maybe, but both of those, I'm sorry, Eric, I love you, buddy, but that's crazy talk. It could happen, but it's crazy talk. Okay.
I gotta be. Hey, isn't this called Sports Insanity Network?
It is.
I gotta bring some insanity here. All right, guys, it's time for the 2-minute warning. Who has a clock?
I'm getting it up right now for you.
You ready?
Okay, give me 1 second. Timer up. Okay.
2-minute warning.
Okay, tell me when to press start.
All right. Well, the 2-minute warning is when we do a fast round of questions to see and to have everyone's answers. Blah blah blah. But we gotta do it quick because we have 2 minutes left, and these are not the NFL's 2 minutes, where a 2-minute warning can last literally 30 minutes to an hour. All right. Start. Bill, let's start right now.
Okay. Go.
Who would you rather start a franchise with? Joe Burrow or Trevor Lawrence? Liam, you go first.
Joe Burrow.
All right, Bill.
I'm going to go with Joe Burrow as well.
Odops.
Trevor Lawrence.
Ooh. This is not an easy question. I got to go with Trevor Lawrence long term. Joe Burrow is good. He's on fire now, but I don't know how long it's going to last. Lawrence is a future. Yes. Game on Sunday. You're most looking forward to besides Buccaneers against the Packs. You go.
I'm going to say the Cardinals and Rams.
Liam.
Cleveland, Minnesota.
Oda.
I'm taking the easy op out on this. Carolina, Dallas. Let's see if this Carolina defense can actually stop a real team.
That's my second pick, actually, the Carolina and Dallas. My third pick. Second is the what Bill said, the what'd you say? The Niners?
It was Rams and Cardinals.
Rams and Cardinals. That's right.
Gonna be
Rams
a
and
good
Cardinals. That's going to be a really good game. I'm
gonna
excited.
be
I'm
a
really
good
excited
one.
to see that. And our last question and also don't forget Bucks and the Patriots. We get to watch that game. That's going to be really, really great to see. Last question: who would you rather have? Who would you rather have broadcast and do the play-by-play of your life? Al Michaels, Jim Nance, or the great Joe Buck? Liam, you go.
I gotta say Joe Buck. I mean, sometimes he's like, uninterested, but like, I mean, when it comes to championships, I think he's very infused. He's very like the way his dialect is very, for championships is makes influences me in that way.
Old Ops guy.
Old Ops guy is legendary as it is, so I have to have a legendary voiceover. So we're going Jim Nance.
Okay. Bill.
I'm gonna go with Do You Believe in Miracles? I'm going with Al Michaels.
Okay, all right. So I'm a fan of How I Met Your Mother. It's a great show, and Barney, as he he was a guy who basically slept with a lot of women. He actually had Jim Nance kind of do like a play-by-play or interview of him trying to score his like 300th trick or something like that. But yeah, I have to go with Jim Nance. He's legendary. All right. Last pick of the last question of the game of that. Last question of the day. Game picks. I want everybody to pick your final predictions, final scores. And yeah, Bill, kick it off, buddy.
Okay. I am gonna say Cincinnati 24, Jacksonville 10.
Okay. Liam.
It's gonna be close. I'm gonna say Jacksonville 28, Cleveland 27.
Okay. All right. Old Ops.
Oh, it's not going to be that close. I say Cincinnati 35, Jacksonville 17.
Wow. So I'm going to kind of go off a whim here. I'm gonna go with 17-3. Cincinnati.
Pretty low scoring game.
Yeah, I think it's going to be low scoring. I don't think Jacksonville's going to score that much. If maybe, but 17. Either they're going to win by 17 or the scores will be 17. But some's telling me 17, so I'm going to go with Cincinnati 17-3. That's my final pick. All right, guys, thank you for watching. As always, it's your boy, Big Brother, with the legendary Bill Murph, the legendary Odops, the legendary Captain Sully, aka Liam. Calling up, we out. See you guys on Sunday.